Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my home in Livingston, Montana. I bet you some of you people are out there probably thinking, boy, this guy looks like a goon. Let me tell you about it. You see this old Swedish Alps type hat right here? You don't wear this kind of headgear in the state of Montana, or something similar to this. It doesn't have to be this. But you're going to freeze your ears off and every other thing, You're going to get pneumonia and you're probably going to die and all that. So us old Montana Hanyakers up here, we don't care what we look like. Especially me. I really don't care what I look like, especially in the wintertime. Okay, now the name of this movie file, if you clicked in here, this isn't a true drive-by shooting like if somebody drove by my house and started shooting at my property, okay? Because I'm going to name this file I probably should call it a drive-by capture or but I'll more than likely call this a drive-by shooting of my home or something ridiculous like that. If you don't want to watch this movie file, if you think it's clickbait because of the title, go away right now. I'm just kidding, but, have a little humor, would you? So I put out, what is it? This is my 449th video, and I have never had a clickbait title to one of my videos, and my videos basically aren't clickbait, plain and simple. But what I thought I would do is jump up here real quick, grab this camera, and go outside. And then a little while ago, I was out scooping off my walks and my little brand new mini deck that's on the side of my home. I'm talking about removing snow and ice and stuff like that. And I decided to fire up my pickup because it hasn't been started in a couple of days. And up here in the state of Montana, you better start these rigs. You don't want to let them sit around for like a week or 2 weeks and think you're just going to go right out and start them up. It don't work like that. I happen to have a 2010 Nissan Titan pickup, and I don't even have a block heater in that pickup, and this has been the best little pickup I've ever had. I never plug it in, and it always starts, But anyway, that's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to go outside. For one thing, I want to show this mini deck. I want to do another scene or two, give people a little bit more footage, if you will, recording, if you will, of my mini deck, because I have a lot of people asking me about this deck. And I'm talking about people that drive by my home here, the postal people, the U.S. people, all that other stuff. Now, I want to say one thing before we go outside. One thing. There are building codes when it comes to stuff like this. These decks, building codes. I'm not going to give you all them building codes because we'd be out here for a month. We'd be out here way too long and it's way too cold. I'll do a video some other time about the measurements that you're supposed to have and, all this other stuff. Believe you me, there's codes for everything when it comes to these stupid little decks and porches and steps and stuff like that. I know, I went all through it this last summer. So let's do a drive-by on my house and property, okay? Whatever here. Let's get with this. Okay. Come right along here. I've had my pickup warming up for about 10 minutes now. Better close the door here so that I don't get no rustlers in the house. Now here's this deck right here that people ask me so much about. I don't know why. I think it's because it doesn't look like a conventional type deck. You know what I mean? I had the initial idea to build this, but I had several other people that put inputs in. Matter of fact, there was a grand total of 6 people that had input on building this deck. It's just that simple. But okay, let's go down these slick stairs here and let me turn around here. But there's nothing real awful special, ladies and gentlemen, about this deck. I don't know why. I think it's just because of the color I used. What did I use? Navajo. I used Mesmer stain on that thing, and I think I used Navajo red Was the color? Yeah, it was called Navajo Red. But that deck is made out, it's a sturdy little bugger. It's made out of pine, fir, and cedar. All these treads right here, i.e. steps, anything that's on the floorboard, so to speak, is all cedar. So I got some pretty spendy wood in that, but it's just, I don't know, there's a lot of wood in it. I think that's what people kind of are attracted to or whatever have you. But anyway, okay, that's all there is to that. One day I'll do the whole building code thing, but let's just jump in my pickup right here. You see how this snow drifts out here? Yeah, that's one thing about Livingston, Montana. Get a lot of drifting because of the winds. Okay. Jump in the old truck here. Let me turn this. Let me turn that defroster down there. Okay. Excuse me for the wiggling around here, but I've got to put my seatbelt on, or otherwise this thing's gonna ding at me and do all that kind of stuff. Hate that. Okay. Now let me roll down this window here. Yeah, this is my property up here in Livingston, Montana, ladies and gentlemen. I've already done, I better put this in four-wheel drive considering it's so, a little slickery out here, pretty icy. And I've already done a kind of a tour of this property, but I thought since I already needed to start my pickup or get my pickup going, I would, just do this as in a drive-by type of a situation. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Here's my garage right here. This summer I put a lot of money into this place. I put new shingles up there on both the garage and the house. Both of those buildings right there got new paint job. And then that deck right there. That deck, believe it or not, that little piece of wood that you see right there, pieces of wood, cost me over $4,000. But of course I had to have some concrete put in there, and I had to redesign everything because the old deck was right alongside the house, and it came up perpendicular. The steps came up sideways to the house, and it was a friggin' nightmare. I hated it. Besides that deck was gonna get somebody killed. But all this land that you see out here, trying to drive and do this, is mine. Clear back. I've set on 1/4 of an acre, okay, which is not a lot, but it's enough for me because I hate mowing lawns. I really seriously do. Yeah, there's my property line right there. All them bushes and stuff you see past that mailbox. Okay. Man, I better pay attention to what I'm doing here, otherwise, coppers are gonna see me doing this and they're gonna write me a ticket for inattentive driving or something. Nah, I try to get along with these cops, but you know how it is with police officers. You never know when you got one that's got, an itchy trigger finger or PTSD or something. I know all about that stuff, man. Anyway, I don't give cops any trouble because they got a crappy job. Let's just put it that way. But I'm going to go down the alley right in back of my place just for the heck of it, and that's why I'm calling this a drive-by. Went completely around my property, okay? Right up here where you see those 2 garbage cans, it's the back of my garage. It's just that simple. Oh, I almost hit that fence there. Good watch what I'm doing here, man. This is stupid. This is a better shot. There you go. Garage again, side of my house. I'm on the very west side of my house. The only reason why I'm able to do this today is because the wind ain't blowing. But this, now you just look out ahead of you. This right here is what I get to see. I'm gonna drive across the street and end this file just because I don't want it to be that long, but that's what I get to. Well, you can't see those absorkies. That's a sleep center, by the way, that the Livingston Healthcare owns, the hospital. But that's what the front of my That's my front yard. You can't see those mountains very well, but that's the fog and the doom and the gloom, ladies and gentlemen, that I talk about. Okay, let me back out of here again. See, I'm a little bit over 10 minutes on this file. I'm always conscious of that because I know that people get real bored real quick, you know, with long-winded files. Okay, got a 10.5 minutes. That's good enough. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video file. We'll see you on down the trail.